Good afternoon, everyone. Another Khmer Empire city found in Cambodia, lost city. Collapsing in the Sporer Minimum. Vertical fish farms 8 floors tall in Singapore. Remember the record-setting snowstorms that buried American and Canadian crops? We'll leave it to Canadians. Rollerblading in record deep snow. And maybe we'll have to bring our agriculture indoors, but you can still have fun around Halloween. And with talk of trade wars and the Fed lowering rates, talks of stock markets crashing across the global economy, contractions everywhere you look, isn't it time to consider gold or silver? Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs top-rated gold and silver IRA dealer. At Patriot, you work directly with an owner and avoid paying absurd broker fees. Call today to request a free investment kit below. Mention ADAPT 2030 and get a free 1-ounce silver coin just for answering a 3-minute survey. Call 1-800-778-4156 for more information or click the link in the description box below. Patriot Gold Group, free gold and silver IRA investment guides. Khmer Empire, Cambodia. You know this famous city, Angkor Wat. Here's another one that was just found on the Highlands Plateau. I thought we knew everything about everywhere on the whole planet, but I guess not. We discovered an entire huge city, almost as large as Angkor Wat. What other discoveries lie hidden across the forests of our world? Mahendra Pravata. You're going to want to check this out. They have a lot of close-up images of what they've been finding in the forest. Angkor Wat down to the southwest. The new discovery on the plateau there, far right on the map east. But Angkor Wat, Angkor Thom, that complex there covering square miles. This new find as well covering square miles. Now how did this stay hidden for so long? It seems that the locals knew about it, but the scientists didn't, suddenly discovering these giant bases for temples. And again, the links below in the description box, you can dig in and take a look at some more satellite imagery as well as what they're uncovering in the forest with the teams. Although there's a lot of landmines out there, so they're having to be a bit more careful as they do the exploration. But what's interesting though is the Khmer Empire rising and falling in a Grand Solar Minimum period. 800 AD was right when the Tang Dynasty was wiped out in China, so a new dynasty emerged in China at the same time as the Khmer is rising to its apex in power. But look at that collapse. 1431, right at the depth of the Sporer Minimum. We're heading into a Grand Solar Minimum right now, so we need to think about our modern society and how we're going to grow food to feed the populace of our planet. Singapore taking it to a new level. Vertical fish farms, 8 floors tall. And they have a new initiative called 3030, where they want to produce 30% of the food in Singapore internally without having to rely on imports coming in from other countries. But you know, Singapore, they import 99% of what they need, like so many other countries, Taiwan as well. So they're trying to break the dependence on imports because I think Singapore sees the same thing, the shifting climate, the shifting economic landscape. They're going to have to be more self-sufficient. If governments are thinking this way, you should be thinking this way as well as an individual. How can you be more self-sufficient? So they're going to be working with Apollo aquaculture. And again, it's the same thing with the vertical farms that we see, but instead of having plant-based, example in this image, it's going to be stacks and rows of fish farm. So they're trying to put more protein coming out of a smaller space. Again, what kind of experiments can you run, or what kind of ingenious new systems and protocols can you come up with? Now, speaking of Taiwan, CO2, carbon neutral message right in downtown Taipei. So if you think it's only in the West, it is definitely spreading through Asia. But the climate hysteria doesn't take on the fervor that it would in like the UK with the Extinction Rebellion, because most of the manufacturing and shipping's over in Asia, so they get the free pass while the rest of us need to cut our lifestyles. Now back to the major snowstorm that blanketed crops across the United States and Canada, all-time record blizzard cold that ceased the grow season for 2019. And then leave it to Canadians, crushed with their crop yields as well, snow on top, record snows, and here we have a rollerblader of all things. But yeah, rollerblader right through the record snow and slush, right next to trucks, crossing the crosswalk, and leave it to Canadians, you know. Cold weather does not bother, nor do freezing temperatures. They're going to survive just fine. And back to indoor vertical agriculture here, Brad Buttrick, Hidden Harvest. Check out the grow lights. It's getting near Halloween. Got some amaranth in the skull there. So how bountiful can you create a situation by growing food indoor? Leave you a snapshot here. Texas. Rainbows and horizontal lightning. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Myself and Bill Porter talk about these changes in the book Climate Revolution, the Grand Solar Minimum, as well as cycles of change and transition. The presentation links in the description box below, and it's another way to support the Adapt 2030 channel and then give yourself something of value, with the end of the book being solutions as we move into the increasing and intensifying Grand Solar Minimum as your food prices rise. I'll see you next video.